Hi everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video we're continuing with how to map out your current living vocabulary. In other words, what words are you primarily living right now on not only a mental level but also a physical level? How to have a look at the word conditioning in your physical body when it comes to you embodying words in your everyday life. So, obviously, this particular task is not something that you're going to be able to complete in a day, but kudos to you if you do. um, but preferably, it's something as an ongoing project. As you notice new and different everyday life things that you have actually always done and become on a mental level and as well as physical level, and you start adding it into this entire process. So you have a look at starting off with just basic, practical, everyday life things that you would routinely do. Like morning, afternoon, evenings. Section out your entire day on, let's say, a massive piece of paper. And then morning, what is your actual morning routine? Let's look at basics, breakfast and, driving or taking a train or transport to your work. Then afternoon, having a lunch and meeting up with a different colleague. And then also maybe that one colleague you really like and another one you really dislike. And evening, coming home, your experience before having to cook, watching a show or doing a certain hobby. So start with maybe 3 main things in each of the sections and that you're doing routinely. And then ask yourself, all right, let me walk in a day of me and find out what words define me in those moments. Who are you when you're eating breakfast? When you are driving or riding or walking to work? Who are you exactly with that colleague every single day of your life? Who are you the moment you step into the office? Who are you the moment you are getting ready for your day? So find and extract the words that currently define who you are. And then that's what you do on, let's say, day 1. Then day 2, 3, you have a look at, okay, but how is my body responding to these words that I'm actually living every single day of my life? You can use little post-its, for example. Let's say you have in the morning decided to look at 3 points, such as when I'm about to get ready for my day. And you've gotten the words, don't feel like it, not looking forward to my day, kind of depressed. And then when you're busy eating food, thinking about everything that I need to do at the work, already getting more tired. And then that's the second, and the third being actually walking out of the house. And with a big sigh. And in those 3 points, you then start having a look at, okay, what's your body doing? And you realize, when you're busy getting ready into your day and just this feeling of just not wanting to get into it, your shoulders are slumped, you're already really doing everything slowly, your eyes feel so heavy, like the tiredness is not going away, and you could just sleep still for another 2-3 hours. And while you're eating breakfast and you're thinking about everything that you need to do, your shoulders went from this to this. It's like really busy eating or kind of leaning and eating. So pay attention to how your body is embodying the words that you have extracted. And it can be individual words. It can be sentences that define an experience of you in any time or moment of the day that's usually routine. And so slowly but surely over time, you can start mapping out more and more of your day, and right in front of you, essentially, start realizing how few and limited words you are currently accessing and living and embodying within yourself. And what's going to be more astounding is the extent to which your body also speaks volumes of the words that you live, and how we tend to miss this one very significant, readable, visible embodiment, manifestation that's right here. But it's like we don't pay attention to it at all. It's like it doesn't even exist. I mean, how much do you really pay attention to other people's body language, to how they embody things, meaning in absolute detail? Or are we more spending time in this little space in here thinking about all sorts of random things and thinking about other people more than actually physically observing them here? I mean, you can even have a look at it in your eyes. Like, I've noticed this about myself as well in my daily life, where my eyes go. And when I'm with people and I'm in my head about them, I'm kind of looking up there or down there at them and through them. My eyes are not really centered and focused into the totality of them on a physical level. So my eyes will go everywhere, but really actually looking and slowing down and focusing. I mean, you can even have a look at it with yourself in front of a mirror. When your head is very busy, you'll kind of look everywhere. Your eyes look mad. It kind of feels like those first times that you're learning how to drive, and it's like, look left, look right, look at the mirror, blind spot, look left, look right, up, back. It feels like you're looking everywhere else but the road. So it's kind of the same in your relationship with people. You look more everywhere else, but really at the person. So get to know your body first and how it is that you're currently embodying words, as well as starting to walk this process of defining, redefining, and living words with using your body language and your physical expression. Because this will also serve as a nice platform for yourself in relation to where you can start and what you can start with in changing yourself on a mental as well as a physical level with defining, redefining, and living words, to make sure your process is not only mental, but that it also integrates into the physical level, because this might also be the missing piece that so many are finding and experiencing in this process of defining, redefining, and living words, where they feel like they're not really getting into doing it, because this defining, redefining, and living, it's about the living. It's like the living part is being missed completely, and everyone is more just keeping it on a mental level, like writing about defining the word and redefining the word and changing it, and writing about living it, but then it's like all the energy is gone and all the motivation and all the passion once it's written out. Okay, this is what I've got to live, but it doesn't actually get to the living, the actual last step of getting out there and applying what you said or wrote you're going to live. What gift can also come from this is the statement of standing and living by your own words. We oftentimes are faced with others saying, you don't live by your words, you don't live up to your words, and things like that. But the point is that you won't be able to do that for others if you cannot even do that for yourself. Stand by your word, live by your word, and have that trust, respect, and integrity within yourself. And this is something others will notice as well, in terms of, if that is something absolute in you, that what you write you're going to live, you set out to actually go and live and apply, and you do it. I mean, when you're in a relationship with other people, when you make commitments, for example, or say this and say that, they will always know that you're constant and consistent with your words that will represent your actions. And this is where we want to get to overall in this process of defining, redefining, and living words, where your words match your actions through and through. There's nothing hidden or repressed or suppressed within you. You're not two-faced. You're not speaking with a split tongue. And all those deceptive things that we know we're doing, we know what one another is doing. And that's kind of also become the hidden secret foundation of relationships in our lives with ourselves and others. We never know where we stand with one another, let alone with ourselves. And that creates massive distrust, unknowing, doubt, second guessing, miscommunication, separation, inequality. Makes it so easy to judge, discriminate, react towards one another rather than help out. So it'd be interesting to also see, how changing this one simple thing in your life, living and applying the words that you wrote down that you are going to live and apply. Make this a thing for yourself. Start this mapping process. If you found that, in this defining, redefining, and living words process, you haven't stood by your words. You haven't actually lived what you said you were going to apply once you've walked the process of defining, redefining, and living. That you then start with at least just one thing in your day. Look at what words you're living, how your body is embodying it, and how you're going to change it. What words you're going to decide to live, how is your body going to express it, and just start with one thing and actually stand by and stick by your words. It's something that you're going to have to create within yourself. So maybe something that's going to come natural, because we're all so used to living in two worlds, our mental world and our physical world. Where very seldom the two are really equal in one. Right, everyone. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll continue more in videos in the future. Bye for now.